Hello and welcome to Thorold FX's channel. This is literally just going to be all Forex related. My verification, my funded stage, my free trials, which I'm going to pass at least 5 times before I take the challenge. So currently at this moment the tabs I've got open is my trading view, my Forex factory for all my news, my actual account, which as you can see the first one was actually negative at the moment. However, I have a trade open at the moment. Then I've got my Notion open, which I'm not going to show you because it's got personal. So yeah, this is the last trade on this FTMO account. It was a GJ trade. I did try to sell around here earlier, very stupid of me. The way it broke, I was just very naive about it. So I'll also pull up some screen recording of the profits right at this second, because yeah, it's going quite well on there, to be fair. So let me just get that up. So risking on here was actually 2%. Not so much for a revenge trade, more of a need to make a little bit back. So yeah, that's where we're going. That 5 minute doesn't look very nice, but hey ho. 3 minute looks nice. 3 minute could create a wick at the bottom, then push straight back up again. And then I've set a few alarms on here. The alarms I've set are because, well, it says really, 1-to-1 stop loss at break even, 15 pips up. It's not too bad. I'm actually going for a 1-to-4 in general. However, I'm not particularly bothered if it is a 1-to-4 or 1-to-3. I normally aim for 1-to-3s. And then I've obviously got my other alert up here as my take profit. I'm looking to get around 45 pips. If I can get more, then I will, but I'm not particularly looking to hold my positions. Hold my positions and they end up going south, or this goes south now, then I'm going to take a loss, which is the end of the challenge free trial thing, so I'm not as bothered, but it'd just be nice to get out of it, at least break even. It's the first one, it's my first account that I've properly been on that has been above 10,000 or 20,000, so yeah, these are the rest of my charts. This one, as you can see, was literally a pip, maybe 2 away from take profit. Not even a pip away from take profit, so that was kind of annoying, but the same as everything else, it happens, we move. I didn't think it was going to drop below anyway, so if I got a better entry or had a smaller start, because it wasn't really in any drawdown, I could have maybe had an 8 pip stop loss and still a 1-to-3, so we would have smashed our targets there. But it's all a part of the game, it's all what you learn about, so yeah, it's just one of them. As you can see, really bad price action there. I remember I put that on my Instagram. It was absolutely shocking. The minute time frame was absolutely off the charts. Let's see if I can get it up. There we go. I'll put me lock on. There you go. Look at that. That was 5:59 and that was 6 o'clock. So to create the wicks and to create what it was doing, it was market manipulation at its finest, because the volume of buyers and sellers was not anything to do with that. But they were all red candles, even after seeing that disgusting green candle. So that was New Zealand JPY. GPB AUD, I did actually take this off because it seemed to have not going anywhere. However, yeah. Now, as you can see, we are 53, so we are going up to about 1-to-2. We're about 10 pips, 5 pips off 1-to-2, which is not bad. So I'm not looking at holding my positions overnight. However, that's something I feel like I need to change. So I'll be looking at changing that and adapting my plan around it, because all my trades seem to end up running overnight, but then they also seem to take profit overnight. So I don't like it as much, because I'm more wary of the night, because there's nothing you can do. If you can see on the chart, oh, if I was awake at this time, then I would have took it off, because it was such a powerful down candle, powerful bearish candle. All the way around, I'm going to stay away for a little bit. I'm going to keep it open, and I'm going to see how we go. I'll move that from the bottom of the screen also. GU, this is actually a really good trade that I took. If you're wondering why there's a box around it, it's because I sent it to my group. There's about 3 of us in there with our high school friends, and I was saying where I got in, which was a really good entry. I saw it was going to end up being a head and shoulders. Once it rejected this, I took it as a double top, so I actually got in. I actually got in there, so that was a good 1 to 3. And then this was like the mother of all. It was a very strange 4.19 risk reward. That was only because I was aiming for the targets of the fib, not just my usual targets of normally it's a 1 to 3, 1 to 2 above. So they were 2 winning trades. As you can see, that one was a loss. There was never really any momentum for it, no rejection really. There was a couple of candles here that I thought would have been a rejection candle, but they weren't. So that would have been -1, that would have been a +3, and that was a 4.19. So we're still up about 6.19. Just on this chart in the past week. When was that? The 19th. So yeah, it was last week. So it's alright. It's one of them. Excuse me. Onto Euro USD now. Looking back at the chart, was absolutely ridiculous last week. The whole USD that went parabolic last week. So this was a trade that I didn't take, but seeing how many pips and how many charts were affected by the US news, that's why I placed it as a long, but I didn't take it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't take it. This was also another good corker of a trade. It wasn't as nice as I'd like it to be for a fib. Fib, you sort of expect it to, from the top all the way down and then up quite quickly to come back down. So it's like the stairs you'd see on a downtrend normally. However, when you look at this chart, it's a lot slower. On the hourly it won't be as, but it was sort of a lot wider than I'd want it to be. And I also didn't know if my fib was going to actually work because of the gap which is left in the market. Didn't know if it was a valid fib because the sellers hadn't actually reached that target. Market had opened at that target. So I took the trade anyway because I saw that it was like a tweezer engulfing sort of red candle. So it literally just crossed below at the bottom, didn't cross the top at all. But if we went on to the 30-minute, there you go, there's 2 perfect pin bar doji rejection candles. So that was an indication that, yeah, I'm going to take this. So I took this trade. That was a 1 to 4. That was very nice. I weren't really doing anything around here. It was ranging. It was in a downtrend, but it wasn't as you would expect for a fib. You expect it to sort of top and drop. Well, it didn't. And then it did drop at 7:30 in the morning. And I'm pretty sure I was asleep, so I missed watching it. So I got up. I was up by 11, so I did see it take profit. Euro GBP, something that I've recently added, but I don't actually like trading. It's not loading. Not really a massive fan of trading EJ, to be fair. EJ, not EJ. Not a fan. Wasn't sure if we were in an uptrend. We were in an uptrend, but wasn't sure if we was going to break this resistance rather. This resistance here. Going to break above this mini resistance, then use it as a support to go up. Or I did actually call a head and shoulders with my friends, and it seems to have head and shouldered, but I didn't get in because I didn't see any entry, and the entry that you would have saw would have been after this. I would have used this for the top of my fib. At the bottom of my fib, rejection after 618, perfect. 3-minute time frame would look absolutely beautiful. A bearish hammer at the top of an uptrend to suggest that it's just going to drop. Absolutely perfect. But as you can see down here, it has actually double bottomed. So if I was to enter there, I wouldn't have that big of a stop. I wouldn't have it too short because of spreads. Probably, what's I fall with to be sure. But as you can see, it would have took profit, but it wouldn't have actually taken profit because of spreads. Spreads aren't great on every broker. This was the FTMO broker, and that barely went over the take profit, so I'm unsure that would even take profit. EJ tried to take a sell this morning with 6 pip stop loss, which was ridiculous. It was actually around here, pretty sure it was around there, so I did get stopped. Could have waited. Don't know why I didn't, but it's the aim of the game, really, isn't it? USD CAD, I haven't really traded that much this week. However, I do like trading it. I do think it's a good pair, and I do think it's one of the pairs that I most enjoy, along with New Zealand JPY. Even if they're not all winners, for some reason I do just like trading them. We can see there's a clear level of support here. You could argue that this is resistance. Let me get rid of this bloody hammer. That was from around here. So you could argue this is resistance. So now we're range in between after we've broke in. 4 hour is still looking bullish to me. A lot of buying pressure. If the wicks weren't there and the candles were just like these two, it'd be different. But I now expect this to break. Break above, and once it's broken above, we'll come back down for a retest of the zone. After a retest of the zone, we'll look for a buy. Not massive targets. Could come up to about there, then to drop. We're looking around the half, the 0.5, if we were looking for a buy. However, right this second, it doesn't look like it's going to break. This brings on to my last pair at the moment, which is GJ. GJ at the moment is the pair that I'm actually in, which I said at the start. Yeah, we're up at the moment. 5 minutes got a couple of red candles to suggest pullbacks and etc, stuff like that. However, we are looking at 3 solid green candles if they close that way. So we'll just have to see how that goes. However, it has actually broke the line of the trend. There was a trend here, and I'll place my arrows. So I had 1 touch there, 2 there, 3 there, and then the 4th broke through. So I would be looking for a break and retest there. I did do some analysis on this chart yesterday, or how much the pips were ranging when they were up and down after the impulse to correction, So I was looking at this one, the first one seemed to be lower than the second one, and then it switched round, so it was 19, 32 or 33, 19 and then 27. So the way it was coming up and down, I expected either to touch here and come back down. That candle did suggest to me that it was actually going to come straight back down, but it didn't. After 2 of them, I got in. So that was an 8 pip trade, and that was a 1 to 5 actually. I didn't take it off at 1 to 5, I'm not going to lie. It was probably 1 to 2.5 I took it off because it wasn't my usual strategy. It was more of a test in the water. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my charts right this second. I've also got gold. However, gold is scary and parabolic at the best of times, and yeah, I didn't place this trade. It was more of a see if it would break the resistance, so I placed the short. it obviously would have hit stop loss. Now it's obviously going back up again. So I could have actually looked at it another way after it broke, and I could have said this. There we go. That. I could have said it was perfect 786 rejection, which is good. Very weird price action with the candles, but it was a very ski whiff double bottom. So if you are prepared to try gold, then yeah, absolutely go for it. I'm not always prepared to try gold because I've only just put it back onto my watch list. It's not something that is actually working properly for me yet. It's just in development. So yeah, that's pretty much all my pairs. I normally will be going through my pairs, my FTMO. I'll show you the FTMO account. This is for this week. Well, last week. We were up at the start, but I wasn't using 1% risk. I was using 0.33% risk, and then as I gradually brought it up to 1% risk, that's when things started to go bad. And then I was ranging in the down. I was always in negative. So it's just honestly one of them. For my first one, not particularly bothered. I didn't violate my max loss. I didn't violate my daily loss. I haven't violated any of my targets apart from a profit. But for a first try, I'm happy with that. I'm looking to take it 4 or 5 times before I eventually take the challenge. I'm hoping is around September time, really get my strategy down, really have myself prepared for the FTMO. I'll have a job alongside my FTMO challenges that I'm doing, along with my free trials full time, probably working from home. So I have got some time to trade, I've got some time to learn, so I will be looking for a transition over at the end of the year, start of next year. If I do my first challenge in September, I fail it, then I'll go back January time next year maybe, have everything fine-tuned, perfect, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, thanks for watching. This is my video. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. I'll say like and subscribe, but it's my first video. I've got 1 subscriber. It's probably my other account, so it doesn't really matter. Thanks for watching anyway, and see ya.